Hey, True Believers, England teen here. Wow, two in one day I'm recording of these, and yes, it's I Love Comics, where you come to get yesterday's news today. This is a couple of days old as well. I just didn't get to it because my first thought, in all honesty, it's the way I really do think is, oh my gosh, the new Green Lantern writer doesn't like Hal Jordan. This so freaking what? Man, yeah, it's been going. It's been going around. So that was my initial reaction. I was like, yeah, everybody's got their opinions. It's okay to not like a character. And if you're writing Green Lantern, you don't like Hal Jordan. Thankfully, there are a number of other Green Lanterns to take care of and write. And I hear this guy is a big Hal Jordan fan. I've got an article by Bleeding Cool up about this. And then I saw the tweets. It's like, oh my gosh, this guy's freaking, this means a psycho. This guy is freaking out there, man. This goes beyond just not liking a character. Here's the thing. I've said this, and I just did a Ms. Marvel video. So please, if you haven't seen it, go watch that as well. But I just did a Ms. Marvel video where I talked about there are no bad characters. There really aren't. There's just bad writers. And dude, okay, first let's get to the Bleeding Cool here. At the weekend, it was announced Jeffrey Thorne, or Jeff Thorne, the solicited writer of John Stewart Green Lantern Corps story in the Future State Green Lantern, would be writing the new ongoing Green Lantern series featuring John Stewart in March. Let's see. Jeff Thorne is someone Bleeding Cool originally highlighted ahead of this then upcoming work on DC's 5G. An actor, though, the 80s and 90s most prominently as one of the leads in the long running In the Heat of the Night. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. He changed careers to become a writer. Okay, sometimes that happens. People aren't becoming the big stars in front of the camera, so they jump on the back. There's no biggie on that one. He went on to write for Law and Order, Criminal Intent, Leverage, The Librarians, which he produced, Dinner Time, which he also wrote for animated series Ben 10, Super Dynasty. So he's got some geek cred here. But he also has a long history of hate posting on the main Green Lantern from the 60s on. And Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan is and always has been a worthless cardboard cutout. John Stewart should be the Green Lantern. And that was in response to Hit Me With Your Hottest Unpopular Sci-Fi Superhero Take. The hotter, the better. In all honesty, I think a lot of people actually see this. If it's not John Stewart that is the Green Lantern, no lessons were learned, says Thorne. Well, obviously not by you racist sumbitch. Actually, I don't know if he is. I don't know if it's based on race, but what lesson would be learned from making John? Okay, put John Stewart in that exact same movie. What lesson is learned? Seriously, other than the fact that John Stewart is a black guy, what lesson is learned? That's an ignorant tweet if I've ever read one. Every time DC movies present a Green Lantern that isn't John Stewart, they fail at diversity and at commerce. Oh, man, now he is racist. I'm sorry when people bring up the diversity and say if it's not the way I want it, yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Now, failing at commerce, I've got to agree with him on this one because a lot of kids from the 2000s and, they came up knowing John Stewart from the Justice League cartoon as their Green Lantern. So I think they maybe missed $1 or $2. But yeah, the movie sucked anyway. Hal Jordan is the Peter Parker of the DCU, to which Thorne says, oh, please, Peter Parker is a supermodel dating an astronaut compared to Hal Jordan. Thorne also goes to say, worst hero, Hal Jordan. He's no better than a piece of cardboard with a Hal Jordan face painted on it. Villain, Mr. Sinister, because no. Who is the worst superhero villain, either in name or powers? That's what he was responding to. Let's see, need DC Comics to do another core book or Tales of the Green Lantern after Robert Venditti did all the work to put Guy, John, Kyle, and Hal on equal footing. We go back to focusing on Hal Jordan. Look, I'm not a fan of the run of Green Lanterns that's going on now, and I think that the last, the Venditti version was excellent, by the way. Hal is literally the least interesting Green Lantern in history of the title, and I'm including Alan Scott, says Thorne here. Definitely of the opinion the new 52 Justice League should have featured John. Someone please explain to me why we dumped John Stewart for cardboard Hal Jordan again, because I'm just not processing it. Honestly, I'm dead sick of Cyborg being shoved at me because someone didn't want to leave John Stewart in place. Well, at least we know it's not just the race thing. You know, a lot of people were like, okay, why Cyborg here? He should have been in the Teen Titans, blah, 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 blah. Cyborg is presently best known black hero at DC. He came about 40 years ago. No one else has come about since, certainly not notable to African Americans. Strange characters obscurely called Focus, Deliver, Aware, Envelop. Not at all effective. Cat's Paw, XS, unknown. John Stewart was the only Green Lantern most human beings had ever heard of until he was erased to put Hal Jordan. That's not true, dumbass. No, seriously. You were around in the 80s when it was Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan was and is the most famous of Green Lanterns up until the 2000s. So don't give us that no one has ever heard of him crap. Because I'm starting to get a little irritated at this. I'd be pretty mad if they did that to Superman. So I get how fans would be upset. But story-wise, to me, with no prior concern for the character, yeah, I thought he worked well. And then Thorne replies, sir, I know Superman. I've read Superman my whole life, sir. Hal Jordan is no Superman. Of course, that was from the debates in the 90s. Let's see. Cyborg is the only current lineup because somebody refused to accept that it should be John instead of Hal. Holy crap. This guy, I'm getting the sense that he's jerking off to posters of John Stewart on his walls. The only interesting thing Hal Jordan did his entire career was become Parallax. God damn. I've almost no exposure to him other than as Parallax, so I have no opinion on him at all, other than he made an okay villain for the crossover event comic. Literally, the only thing Hal Jordan ever did that could be described as okay, that's the thing there. Now he's kind of repeating himself. Wow, he really went off. So somebody gathered them all together to put this up. And it's like, geez, holy crap. This guy's weird. This guy's out there. He's lost it, man. I hope. And here's the thing, dude. Jeff, I'm speaking directly to you. And yes, everybody could listen in if you want. Let me get back to here. At least it's a visual. You better bring the goods, pal. I mean, you have been slapping Hal Jordan around and singing John Stewart's praise. If your book sucks, and I have a feeling it will, by the way, you're up shit's creek, man. You dropped the ball. This could be the biggest fumble of your career, and I'll tell you why. This is my prediction, I should say. My prediction is, Jeff, you will write John Stewart is perfect. You will write him as flawless. You will write him as a Marvel character being written by a Marvel writer, so long as they're not white. Seriously, I think this he better. You have built John Stewart up in your head. Are you even able to write him the way he needs to be written? It is it's amazing to me. This guy is just freaking lost in on Hal Jordan. And here's the thing also, I get it. Sometimes you don't have a story for a certain character, but a good writer can make can make any character interesting. It's true. I understand. Some writers, I think, like Donny Cates, I'm not a big fan of Donny Cates, but I think he might have one good idea for a lot of characters. Like he'll go, hey, I'm going to do this character, and then he doesn't. If you ever watch or pay attention to Donny Cates' writing, he may come out of the gate running. But after a while, he'll start repeating himself and he'll start doing his own tropes. He's not as bad as Tom King as far as that's concerned, but Donny Cates does the same thing. Maybe this is your character. Maybe you have no ideas for Hal Jordan and only for Green Lantern, for John Stewart. But in all honesty, it really does seem, by the way you say it, it's a race thing. And the only thing that you have mentioned that John Stewart has, that you think John Stewart has over anything that Hal Jordan does, is that he's black and not white. And that's not a characteristic. It's a demographic. You're going to have to put some love into this character. So far, there's been nothing that shows us you're going to do a good job to John Stewart. I love the John Stewart character. I sing the praises of MAZZONE all the freaking time. Guys, go out and search that story down. It's amazing. You're going to love it. But in all honesty, for all the praise you give John Stewart and all the hate you give Hal Jordan, Jeff, I have to admit, you fill me with absolutely zero confidence. John Stewart's more than the color, man. I know that. You have not proven that you do. But that's just my opinion. What is yours? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to click like, share, subscribe. I'm trying to rebuild this channel up. It needs that interaction, man. Put a comment down below, even if it's like, dude, you're crazy, or just hello, or whatever. I need the interaction, man. We're trying to save this channel. Don't forget also, if you don't mind helping out the channel in another way, to go over to Patreon or Ko-Fi and drop $1 in the till. This is the way I'm trying to make a living. This is the way I actually keep the lights on in the house, so please help out that way. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers. Thank you very, very much for watching.